Benjamin asks, Gary, I want to start pushing people to make the same decision I made by leaving a very secure job to pursue their dream. My question is, will my employee retention rate drop? Since you started building up your personal brand, has your employee retention rate dropped?
Benjamin, the thing you need to understand is that intent trumps everything. And so I think one amazing thing in this company that I'm extremely proud of is I truly believe that these people that work at VaynerMedia really recognize that I want to win, but not at their expense. I want to buy the jets, not at the expense of my employees, with my employees, and I equally want what's best for them. Of course, I'm looking at these three, and things are running through my mind, and obviously I know them all at different levels, but there's narratives in my mind that I can play out right now that leads to a world of them not being here, and that makes me sad, and I really don't want that. And from an ego standpoint, I truly believe that I can bring them so much value over the long haul that makes it interesting for them to stay. But I think it's massively important that they always deep down feel as though I want them to have what they want, even though optically it doesn't benefit me. And I would say 40% of VaynerMedia believes that. And that may surprise you as a low number, but I hope you understand the level of cynicism that is instilled in us as human beings to not believe everything I just said. And so I'm massively proud of the 40%, and I'm really pumped that I think that 40% was actually 12% only 12 to 18 months ago, and so I'm building momentum, right? I think if you're scared to lose somebody who believes in their heart that they have the skill set to go and do it, you're making a huge mistake. And I actually think you build retention by showing that than the reverse. It's a reverse psychology game that is not a tactic, because if you don't actually believe it, that reverse psychology will come across as bullshit and you'll lose it. I don't do it because I want to reverse psychology India. I do it because I believe it. And then they have to believe and evolve in their place. I believe that the evolution of people not being here is gonna have a lot more to do with things in life. They fall in love and get married and have to move because their spouse really needs to do this, and they have the empathy and being the bigger man and woman in a relationship to go let their spouse do that. Unfortunately, maybe something tragic. I actually think that when you're pure, when you want to win, but you want to win with, not on the back of, people start sticking around. Because the truth is, if somebody works at a job, in a lot of ways, they weren't thinking purely, I'm gonna put this on my back to begin with, right? And I don't know your age, is there a picture or is this a written word?
Oh, this is written.
I don't know your age, but again, if you're over 30, you were sold on a world where it wasn't like, I'm gonna go do my own thing, right? So now that we live in that world, I actually feel that the kids that are going to work for companies now in lieu of entrepreneurship are truly not entrepreneurs. Back into that big argument of entrepreneur-like tendencies and entrepreneurship, I'll tell you right now, show me a 23-year-old that wants to work here, and I'll show you somebody who got entrepreneurial tendencies but isn't pure entrepreneur. So I just think doing the right thing is always the right thing, and I think empowering your people to follow their dreams if they have one, if they think they're good enough, if they are willing to deal with the stress and all the dog shit that comes along with having all the pressure on your shoulder, then you empower them and root for them and try to be part of that narrative. But if they have tendencies, what you're doing is actually building a deeper relationship with that person, and actually my belief is that percentage you're creating longer term. I mean, the stickiness of this company is pretty intense, given the agency world's a tough place for stickiness, and so I'm very proud of that, and you know what I spew.